Good morning. Today I am going to take the topic commercial banks in India. There are mainly two types of commercial banking institution in India, such as public sector banks and private sector banks. Private sector bank consists of old private banks and new generation bank. It can be broadly divided into scheduled banks and non-scheduled banks. Scheduled commercial banks in India. The scheduled commercial banks are those banks which are included in the second schedule of RBI Act 1934 and which carry out normal business of banking such as accepting deposits, giving out of loans and other banking services. Scheduled commercial banks can be further divided into four groups: public sector bank, private sector bank, foreign bank, regional, rural bank. First one is public sector bank. Public sector consists of SBI, nationalized bank and other public sector banks. At present, there are 12 public sector banks in India including SBI. Public sector bank is a bank in which government hold a major portion of the shares and it is owned and operated by a government entity. Public sector bank എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് which government ഹോൾഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ബാങ്കും ദ മേജർ പോർഷൻ ഓഫ് ഷെയർസ് ഹോൾഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഗവൺമെൻറ് ആയിരിക്കും. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ അത് ഓണേഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നതും ഓപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതും ഗവൺമെൻറ് എൻറ്റിറ്റിയാണ്. ബാങ്ക് ഓഫ് ബറോഡ, ബാങ്ക് ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യ, ബാങ്ക് ഓഫ് മഹാരാഷ്ട്ര, കനറ ബാങ്ക്, SBI ആർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഫോർ public sector bank. Next one is private sector bank. Private sector bank consists of old private banks and new private sector banks. There are 40 private sector banks. It consists of 22 private banks, 3 local area banks and 9 small finance banks and 6 payment banks. Private sector banks are financial institutions and are primarily owned and operated by high net worth private individuals and business organization. Private sector bank ഓണറും ഓപ്പറേറ്റും ചെയ്യുന്നത് പ്രൈവറ്റ് ഇൻഡിവിജ്വൽസും ബിസിനസ് ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻസ് ആണ്. അറ്റ് ഹൈ നെറ്റ് വർത്തിൽ HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, etc. are for example of private sector banks. Next one is foreign bank. At present, there are 40 foreign banks operating as such branches in India. A foreign bank, a type of international bank headquartered in a different country with the branches in India. A foreign bank is a type of international bank and it is the type of international headquartered in different country with the branches in India. Currently 46 foreign banks were operating in India, which are Bank of America, Bank of China, AB Bank Limited, Citibank, SBM banks. Next one is regional rural bank. In India, we have 33 state cooperative bank and 43 regional rural bank. Regional rural bank are government owned scheduled commercial banks of India that operate at a regional level in different states of India. റീജിയണൽ റൂറൽ ബാങ്ക് RRB ഗവൺമെൻറ് ആണത് ഓണർ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ഒരു ഷെഡ്യൂൾഡ് കൊമേഴ്ഷ്യൽ ബാങ്ക് ആണത്. ഡിഫറെൻറ്റ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്സ് ഓഫ് ഇന്ത്യയിലാണ് അത് ഓപ്പറേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഓൾസോ ഹെൽപ്ഫുൾ ടു ദ റൂറൽ പീപ്പിൾ ഇൻ ബാക്ക്വേർഡ് റീജിയൻ. ആന്ധ്രാപ്രദേശ് ഗ്രാമീൺ വികാസ് ബാങ്ക്, കേരള ഗ്രാമീൺ ബാങ്ക്, കർണാടക ഗ്രാമീൺ ബാങ്ക് ആർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഫോർ റീജിയണൽ റൂറൽ ബാങ്ക്. State Bank of India. State Bank of India is the biggest commercial bank in India. SBI have around 22 lakh for 114 branches and around 200 foreign offices. India's largest banking and financial services company by asset with over 2 lakh employees. SBI is the banker to millions of Indians. It holds an important position in the modern commercial banking system of our country. The shares of State Bank are held by the Reserve Bank, insurance companies and general public. SBI is an Indian multinational public sector bank and it is a financial service headquartered in Mumbai and Maharashtra. SBI is the 43rd largest bank in the world. It is also a public sector bank for financial services. Under SBI, there are SBI Pay, BEAM. Users now have the convenience of making bill payments, booking flight tickets, recharging and ordering food through BEAM SBI Pay. BEAM SBI Pay എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു ആപ്പിലൂടെ ആളുകൾക്ക് ഫ്ലൈറ്റ് ടിക്കറ്റ്സ് ബുക്ക് ചെയ്യാനും റീചാർജ് ചെയ്യാനും ഫുഡ് ഓർഡർ ചെയ്യാനൊക്കെ ഹെൽപ്ഫുള്ളാണ്. ഇതൊരു കൺവീനിയൻസ് ആപ്പാണ് യൂസേഴ്സിന്. Next one is SBI Buddy. Banks mobile wallet allow users to send and receive money. In addition, users can also shop, book rail, move your flight tickets, use virtual debit card, Buddy card to make payments, withdraw cash at SBI ATM using the wallet and a lot more. SBI Buddy ആപ്പിലൂടെ ടിക്കറ്റ്സ് ബുക്ക് ചെയ്യാനും മണി സെൻഡ് ആൻഡ് റിസീവ് ചെയ്യാനും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ക്യാഷ് വിത്ഡ്രോ ചെയ്യാനും SBI ATM-ത്തിലൂടെ SBI Buddy ആപ്പിലൂടെ നമുക്ക് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും. നെക്സ്റ്റ് വൺ ഈസ് യോനോ. It is integrated digital banking platform offered by State Bank of India to enable user to access a variety of financial and other services such as flight, train, bus and taxi booking, online shopping or medical bill payments. It is also a part of SBI. It is an integrated digital banking platform and it uses financial and other services like medical bill payment, online shopping, bookings of flight tickets, train tickets, bus, taxi, etc. Next one is nationalized banks. The bank which is owned by the government of India is known as nationalized bank. Nationalized banks are also known as public sector banks. Government ഓണർ ചെയ്യുന്ന ബാങ്കിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ നാഷണലൈസ്ഡ് ബാങ്ക് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. പബ്ലിക് സെക്ടർ ബാങ്ക്സ് എന്നും നമ്മൾ നാഷണലൈസ്ഡ് ബാങ്ക്സിനെ പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. SBI, Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, Union Bank of India are examples for nationalized banks. Next one is Regional Rural Bank, RRB. The main objective of Regional Rural Bank is to enhance the local participation of banks to meet the credit requirements of weaker section, partially the small and marginal farmer, landless, laborers, artisans and the small enterprises in rural areas. The main objective of RRB to enhance the and to meet the credit requirements of weaker sections like small and marginal farmers, laborers, artisans, small enterprise, to meet their credit requirements and to enhance the local participation of banks. അതാണ് റീജിയണൽ റൂറൽ ബാങ്ക്സ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. സ്പോൺസറിങ് ബാങ്ക്സ് ഓഫ് RRB. The sponsoring banks provide marginal and financial assistance to sponsored regional rural banks. The sponsoring banks subscribe the share capital of sponsored regional rural banks and it is provide financial assistance and concessional interest rate. It also provide a managerial and financial assistance sponsored by the regional rural bank and it also subscribe the share capital of sponsored regional rural bank. Thank you.